AskReddit by Thick Water. What's the most overpriced thing you've seen? When I was in Dubai 2 years ago, there was a cell phone store in the mall that sold phones that ranged from $30K minus $120K. They were basically phones covered in diamonds and gold. That's $100K for something that is probably already obsolete. A couple of years ago, Marks and Spencer Food, a high-end supermarket in the UK, tried selling cauliflower steak, which was a thick slice of cauliflower, for £2.50. It was covered in plastic. You could literally buy a whole cauliflower in the same row a bit further down for 40p. They were crucified for it. It was hilarious. Lol. Anyone remember Whole Foods asparagus water? 3 stalks of asparagus in a bottle of water, $6. $800,000 for a 500 square foot condo in Toronto. That's an expensive shoebox. The $700 juicero. As if a Wi-Fi connecting juicer was even necessary, let alone worth the price point. Juicer, since it didn't even actually juice anything, just squeezed bags of pre-made juice. I remember seeing a basic scientific calculator for like $300. The T84, which is the standard for most high school math classes, still goes for $100 even though it's been out many years and has seen no innovation. Cell phone plans in Canada. Deleted. I swear, people sell oddly shaped cheetahs for thousands. Literally thousands. I saw a small thing of Lysol wipes being sold for $22 in a store last week. Edit. Wow, thank you for the awards. I was in a small business in the US, for those wondering. Smells like price gouging. Report that shit, my friend. Google where to report price gouging in your state area and fill it out. Deleted. I once read a review of an audiophile grade Ethernet cable. This guy actually claimed changing the Ethernet cable from his router to his PC made his music sound better. There used to be an nerdy collector's store nearby, and when I was about 20 years ago, PFFF, I used to love it in there. Even if not buying anything, I was stunned by the individual Pokemon cards that they had in the glass cabinet, with their rarity emphasized by their ridiculous prices. There was one that always caught my eye, the Ancient Mew PG. With baffling illegible text, the whole card being shiny and it being Mew. This was amazing. The £150 price tag showed that this thing was so special. They had it displayed in its own velvet lined box. Me and a couple of friends dreamt of owning that thing one day. For reference, the Charizard was £15. It turned out that it was only a promotional card for Pokemon the movie 2000. I bought one due to sheer nostalgia on eBay a few years ago, still in its packet, for £4. Talk about achieving your childhood dreams. A few years back, Nordstrom was selling a rock in a leather pouch for $85. Neiman Marcus used to put out the most hilarious Christmas gift catalog. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Neiman_Marcus #22 his _and_hers %22 fantasy %22 gifts close bracket. One year they offered his and hers Learjets. No kidding. Just about anything in that catalog was wildly overpriced. More recently, they offered in their Christmas book, as a potential gift, a Boeing business jet for the wonderfully affordable price of north of $35 million. Edit. Correct the jet price wording. I saw an external zip disk reader in the clearance bin of Walmart for 10% off its original price in 2011. So it was going for $180 and had parallel ports in 2011. Walmart is weird with prices on stuff like that. I wanna say it was 2 years ago I saw a whole shelf of unopened copies of the game Legendary for PC. They were on sale for $49.99. I had bought it the month prior as part of a bundle with 9 other games in it that cost me $5. Celebrity line of products. Companies hike the prices of products by hundreds of dollars just because the name of a celebrity was on it. I remember when I first got my Nintendo Switch, I went to Walmart to get a new micro SD card for it. Now I looked up the price on their website beforehand, $35, so I knew what I was looking for. Asked a dude in the tech depot where the SD cards are cause I want a bigger one for my Switch. He brought me over to the game aisle and showed me the same size card, same brand I looked up online, but for $45. I WTF'd at this a bit, so I made my way over to the camera aisle and found the same exact SD card for $35. The difference? The $45 card had BOTW branding on the package. That's it, not even on the card itself, just a picture of Link on the cardboard. That was like 3 years ago and I'm still angry. Deleted. My high school art teacher told me your piece is worthless until you have a buyer. Same idea. There was that novelty app a while ago that was just a red gem. App Store made him delete it. But he was always upfront what it was. I am rich. https://en.wikipedia.org/i_am_h?w_fti1 closed bracket was priced at the max expense for an app then, $999.99. On Google Play, an app like that went free for one day and I installed it just for shits and giggles. Still have it. That $6 asparagus water Whole Foods sold a couple years ago. It was a 16-ounce bottle of water with 3 stalks of asparagus. Also, everything from Goop. One of my favorite John Oliver sketches. https://www.youtube.com/watch?vs KP I saw a snowmobile motor for $4,000. It wasn't even new, it was like a 90s motor. It is the same thing with boats. An outboard motor is like always $1,500 or more. However, if you buy the motor with a boat attached to it, you are paying the same price. Beef jerky here in the UK. In the US, beef jerky costs around $30 a pound, around £23 in the UK. It is one of, if not the most, expensive beef products you can buy, other than a live cow. TP on offer up back in March. Have you checked the prices of Clorox wipes on Amazon? Or 3-pack can go for $200. Printer ink. I had a friend in college who would buy a new $20 printer every time the ink ran out. BC it was cheaper than buying ink. Engagement rings. Insulin. Discovered over 100 years ago and is now synthetically produced and still is being sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars in many cases. The drug companies decided they were going to make their gigantic profit margins off life-saving medicine. I remember when you could get test strips for like $10 over the counter. Now everyone wants a prescription and a wad of cash. Like I'm never not going to be diabetic, why do I need to keep renewing this prescription? As a machinist who has made things for the military, most people don't understand what overpriced means. Preach. I bid a job for the military and they told me my bid was too low. I added a zero and got the job. Price I initially quoted would have been profitable for me. Gold-plated, diamond-encrusted Nokia cell phone. Why the hell would someone try to put fancy armor around something that's already indestructible? €400 t-shirt in a shop in Zurich. So it was for gullible tourists, since Switzerland doesn't use the euro. I once saw a scissor at $90. It wasn't anything fancy, it was in a grocery shop. $90. You should know that hairstylists can pay upwards of $2,000 for a pair of scissors. Many actually make payments on the scissors and pay to get them sharpened frequently. I never knew this until I saw the look of disgust and utter defeat when a hairstylist dropped a pair of scissors while I was getting the mop chopped. Bread in Minecraft. That would be 64 emeralds. Diamonds. If there's any doubt on diamonds not really having any value, just look at the resale price. You won't get shit compared to what you initially paid for it. At first I thought diamonds were in the same league as gold, as in actual rare earth stuff. Turns out it is just a great case study of controlling supply and advertising to make the big bucks. As someone who is half blind, glasses. I get the dirt cheap ones, and it still costs over $100 for the privilege of being able to see. Have you tried Zenny? I got a regular and sunglasses for less than $60. Bottle service at bars is fucking stupid. I'll just go to a corner liquor store and buy the $4,000 bottle for like $40. Bottle service seems great when I'm blacked out and my friend orders it. When he Venmo requests me the next day it does not seem great. Weddings. I don't disagree with wanting the day to be special and memorable, but the industry jacks up the prices if they know it's a wedding, and there are way more affordable options while still getting to celebrate love and the future. No reason to break the bank. Use the money saved for even more memories. At least part of the wedding tax is justified. Vendors will often put more effort into wedding stuff over non-wedding stuff and will often even have backups ready. If something happens to your wedding cake minutes before it is picked up, you want them to have a backup cake ready, because a refund at the last minute is next to useless since you won't be able to find a suitable replacement ready to go in the next hour. Sure, the cheap party favors and other plastic crap you buy months in advance that you have plenty of time to replace shouldn't have a wedding markup, but the day of stuff that had weeks of prep, it is better to pay a bit extra to cover the backups and prevent Bridezilla meltdowns. Nook's Cranny selling a chess set for 100,000 bells. Edit. Thanks so much for my first awards. Also the houses. How does the price go up so much just by adding one room TF? Liechtenstein. Worst part is I can't seem to find the receipt for a return. I accidentally bought an illegally imported 4-pack of Juul pods from Canada. I instinctively said mint, knowing they didn't exist in NY anymore. Well, he pulled out a hidden pack with French warnings on it. I paid over $10 per pod. Nicotine is a bitch. Food in movie theaters. The prices of everything is jacked up so much. For the big blockbuster movies, theaters have to give 100% of ticket sales to the studio for like the first 6-8 weeks after release. So theaters actually lose money showing movies. That's why they have to charge so much for food and drinks. Quite a few unnecessary cloud subscription services. There's a lot of them that don't need reoccurring costs. A lot of times you're not getting anything extra except maybe a bug fix or upgrade. You should never have to pay for bug fixes, and there was a time if you wanted a major upgrade, you'd just buy it flat out. Cries in Lightroom. Most college textbooks. I remember seeing this post, https://old.reddit.com/r/7q.wvl7/275_required_text book_is_paper/closed bracket about a $275 book that was basically a stack of loose leaf paper. My school recently started including books with tuition. Tuition raised $19 a class, and the book shows up 2 weeks before the class starts with the access code. Didn't even have to fill out anything. More schools need to move to this. My pillow $80 for $10 worth of scrap memory foam in a $1 pillowcase. The first time I saw a My Pillow ad, I originally thought it was like a comedy sketch and he was advertising his own pillow. Like, just the one pillow that he sleeps with every night, and you could just rent it out or something for a few days. Now I wanna make this a real thing : any Harley Davidson branded merchandise. They're an overpriced t-shirt company who makes motorcycles. Literally any pair of dumbbells during the COVID lockdown. Edit: wow, this blew up. Thank you for the awards. Edit number 2, I ended up buying fitness bands and was fine with it. Deleted. Female products, tampons and pads really don't have to be that expensive. I feel bad for women, they can't stop it, it's pretty much free money. The 40-gram Pringles can. It's like 5 chips and it costs €1, $1.18. It's not the even pure potato. Drugs. I spent a lot of money on them and all I got for that money was a debilitating disease I had to go to rehab to break. Suppose it also gave me admission into daily 12-step meetings with a lot pretty great people, but I feel like I'd rather just have a boat, could have bought a nice one with all that money I spent on dope. At its height, I was spending hundreds of dollars a day just to get out of bed. Shit was a total rip-off. A banana taped to a wall. It's a banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10. Reddit coins. If it isn't the strongest flex, the one giving the award. Luxury $1 million homes built with the same wood wall framing, plywood and cheap vinyl siding as normal homes. It's mostly location though. The same house in different parts of the same city can vary widely in price. And when you get to really high-end houses, the prices for some of the stuff that gets put in them is ridiculous. Especially when the materials are basically the same as what's in a cheap house. Hand sanitizer on Amazon a few months ago. College. This is for obvious reasons, but I went to a grocery store in the Northern Territories when I was a kid and a loaf of brand name bread was $10. A case of Pepsi was like $26. In CAD. For reference, 4L of milk, Canada's gallon, was $14. Mozzarella sticks.